Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Thank you for joining me. Now, what I want to talk about today is this notion that boys will be boys, right? This idea that boys are absolved of all their indiscretions simply because they're boys. That no matter what they do, it's just thrown off as boys will be boys. And how it leads to other problems. Because they're not taught at a young age that they're responsible for their own actions. They are told that they just can't control themselves, which isn't true. Anybody can prevent themselves from committing an act against somebody else, right? Nobody has to to act out. Nobody has to force themselves on anybody. But at young ages, when boys either forcefully kiss some girl or look up their dress or whatever, they're told, "Oh, well, that's okay. Boys will be boys." When in the end, that is no less than an assault on that person, violating their space. And when they do this, what do? They hear, inevitably, boys will be boys. Kids get two boys on a playground get into a fist fight. Oh, boys will be boys. They can't help it. And it's a load of bullshit. You know it, and I know it. These boys, men, they can control themselves. There's nothing that says they can't. This whole notion is insane. I think part of it, at the core of this whole problem, is that kids, especially boys, are not taught how to deal with their emotions properly. When they get angry or they get scared, they lash out and do stupid things. Kind of like what seems to have happened with Gabby Petito and her fiance. It appears that she was murdered by her fiance. And sadly, this happens time and time again in this country. Where women are victimized and brutalized by their spouses or their partners or whoever. More often than not, they are going to, more often, they will, if they're attacked, they're going to be attacked by somebody they love than somebody they don't know. And the thing is, if you're not taught to handle your emotions, then those kind of things are going to happen more often. You get violent as a young kid, they're like, "Oh, boys will be boys. Calm down, it's okay." But it's not. If you're not taught how to handle your anger, handle your emotions, then when you become an adult where you physically can actually hurt somebody, you're likely going to do it. And I think boys need to be taught how to handle it. Where to direct their emotions. The first step is to be honest about what you're feeling. And I know most people have a problem sometimes for that. But I think that is one of the first steps you have to do. You have to learn how to be honest about what you're feeling at the moment. Not bottle it down, not stuff it in some bottle and toss it away somewhere. Because all that does is bring the rage to the surface at some point. If you have severe anger issues where you possibly lash out and hurt people, then maybe you need help. Maybe you should go talk to a counselor about it. I don't know. But I do know that we have got to stop letting boys get away with their indiscretions and bad, terrible things that they do, and men especially, because boys will be boys, because that's not how it works. Now, this has taken a lot of change for me over the years. Back in 2016, when I heard about the things that Donald Trump said, the first thought that came to my mind was, oh, that's men in a locker room just bullshitting. But I was wrong then. I was wrong to believe that. Because that's not how it works. That's not how life works. You don't have to be a dick just because you're a boy. And you don't get away with it just because you have male genitalia. If you think that boys will be boys is a good excuse for everything that a man does wrong, then you're part of the problem. What I want to do is be part of the solution and find a way to help people. I don't understand how this notion still exists today, knowing what we know, seeing what we've seen. My hope is that we will start to see where we've done wrong and how we can correct it. First, like I said, teach boys better in how to handle their emotions, how to be open and honest about what they're feeling, as opposed to telling them that they have to hide it. Telling boys that they're not supposed to show emotion, or they're not supposed to ever cry at any point, that creates a problem. And it needs to stop. Because not only are we hurting these men when they grow up and become these boys when they grow up and become men, we're also hurting the people that we allow them to go hurt and victimize later because we didn't teach them properly. But anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you down the road.